Mic check. Why were you looking?
I didn't think you would catch me.
Here we go. I can feel you staring at me. I'm like,
it was literally like a...
Yeah, I felt it. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. Mic check. Hello. Hi guys. Welcome back to another file/episodio of A Dose of Humor podcast. We are your hosts.
And I'm Jen.
I'm Emma.
Welcome if you're new.
Welcome. Finally, I didn't get cut off.
Yeah.
Finally.
Yeah.
Guys, once again, disclaimer. We're recording. Y'all know how it goes. So once again, disclaimer. We are not home. We're not in our regular. So that's why there's a disclaimer. And I just realized you're wearing yellow. Everything about you matches except your shirt.
I know. I didn't realize that I brought... I didn't realize.
I know. I saw it and I was like, dude, you match with like the ambiance and the aesthetic of the room.
I was gonna wear
except right now.
I was gonna wear my other black shirt.
What happened? You should have brought a white one, girl. I mean, we didn't know, granted.
I didn't know. I didn't realize.
Mind y'all, I'm over here with my black shirt. We're in San Diego and I'm repping the Dodgers because F the Padres.
I know. Did they lose? They were on the...
Really
anyway, so yeah, usually I'm at home and I can just switch it up right before.
Yeah.
But I ain't got nothing today.
Yeah, and we're tired, y'all.
Tired.
It's been a hot day.
And let me tell you guys, it's only 9:45 at nighttime and we want to go to bed. Oh
y'all should have seen the previous episode, which I'm pretty sure y'all didn't. Homegirl got mad at me and she kept... People don't think we're clapping cheeks in here. We're not. We're definitely not. And I think there's a family next door too.
Wow.
With kids. Yeah. So let us be a little bit more calm. But yeah, she should have been matching. Her hair matches. She needed a white shirt. But anyways, I don't even know what the fuck we're tired. Oh, I don't even know what we're tired of.
We drank.
Yeah, that's...
You know what? Let me finish this thing. It's almost done.
Oh my God. I already done mine. I was done.
This was from the previous episode.
It's been a whole week and she's still drinking the same drink. Nah, but yeah, I'm stuffed. We're both stuffed. I ate. I carved
I'm done
up.
I usually leave this much, but that's with any drink. So there's a question.
There's
there's not a question. There's something that I wanted to talk about.
There's a topic.
Yeah, that I wanted to talk about. So would you go to a friend and ask for advice if they don't have the similar situation? So, okay, would you go ask a friend that doesn't have a kid
about advice? No, I don't think so.
Why? I mean, that's just a given, right? We obviously know why you wouldn't, because obviously they're not a parent. They don't know.
Yeah. I mean, I think it depends on what it is. I don't think for advice, no. I don't think I would.
Oh, well, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Advice?
For advice.
No. Advice, no. I would probably, like, try and talk to a friend to, like, just...
Oh, just to rant and vent.
Yeah, like, but I will be like, disclaimer. I give my friends I give everyone a disclaimer now. I think I've mentioned that before. I'll be like, disclaimer, I need a rant, or disclaimer, I need your advice, or like, help me out, right? But like, I'll let it be known where it's like, I just want to let it out, right? Like, let me tell you, my kid, for example, like the day, oh, sorry, I didn't want to cut you off.
I don't know how to say, like, I don't know.
Disclaimer?
No. I don't know. Go ahead. I don't know how to say it out. But anyway, so yours.
No, like the day we were talking about your son and how he acts towards you sometimes. And I was telling you about Brenda.
Oh, yeah.
And then with their whole...
Yeah.
Trying to act like we're dumb. No. And it's like, I treat my kid the same way I would treat any other person. First of all, because my kid is older. First of all. Second of all.
My middle one is...
He's not that. But he still knows. He knows what he's doing. But yeah, so like with things like that, right? Like I know for a fact my parenting skills not a lot of people like the way I'm a parent. And it's like, I'm not saying like, one, first of all, I don't care. I really don't.
You shouldn't
To
care
each their
what
own.
people, yeah.
Yeah, to each their own.
I'm
But
sure they wouldn't like if I told them how to parent.
exactly.
Anyway,
But not just that. It's like, I get it, because I don't, first of all, I feel like, one, it has a lot to do with the way, not the way you were brought up, because I'm trying to break generational traumas with my kid, but I think it also has to do with, like, if you have a significant other, or like, for example, in your situation, you guys had and you didn't, like, you approach things differently
Yeah.
as a parent, right? And it's like, certain people don't understand that, and certain people don't see it like that either. So it's like, I just, that's why when it comes to my kid, I'm very reserved. Like, yes, I'll, like, like, for example, if you tell me something, I'll be like, oh my god, yeah, Brenda does the same thing, like, or Brenda does this, and like, dude, but it's like, when people hear me talk to her, like, people sometimes will be like, oh, like, she talks to you like she's your friend, and I'm like, because she is my friend. Like, I don't want her to not
go to you,
not just that, not just that. We've had situations where, or we've had a period of time where she would go to my mom instead of me, and that pissed me off. Yeah. So it's like, which
I
I
wouldn't want that.
understand.
It's like, you should be able to come to me regardless.
Exactly. So it's like, and then I guess it kind of, dawned on her, and she kind of picked up on it, that it's like, my mom's very old school. My mom's not me. It's like, you go to my mom to tell her something, you're wrong. I'm sorry, but you're always wrong, and it's like, with me, I'm like, I'm gonna let you speak. I'm gonna hear you out. But at the same time, I'm like, you're still gonna hear it, but I'm gonna talk to you the way I would have wanted my mom to talk to me. It's like, I'm not gonna sit here and like, yeah, of course I'll scold you if I have to, but I'm not gonna sit here and be like, no, that's not what it is. No, because they're people too,
They're learning themselves.
Yeah, I'm like, and not just that, I'm like, because of my traumas, and I know this for a fact, I know that because of the way my mom was with me, like, for example, if I had an issue, or let's say when I got pregnant, right? Because I got pregnant at 15. When I got pregnant, I didn't tell my mom until like maybe 2 months later. Why? Because I was terrified. One, because I knew she was going to say I needed to have and which she did. Two, because just the way she would have treated me, I was like, dude, like, and then not just that, it's like, she made it seem like, because I feel like that, I don't know about in your culture, but I feel like with Hispanics, it's very like, you're underage and you're basically nobody. Like, your opinion doesn't matter. You're just there. I'm like, you're just there, right? It's like, it doesn't, until you're 18, then you hit 18 and it's like, you have all the responsibilities in the world. Like, it's just like, you're a whole adult now. Like, you got an adult, right? And that's my thing. I'm like, I'm sorry, but it's like, I don't do that to my kid, because I'm like, how is she supposed to learn? I think I've told you this. I don't think I knew who I was up until I was older, because of how I was treated. And it's like, I'm not ashamed to say it, but it's embarrassing, because it's like, dude, what do you mean you were in your 20s when you learned, to be yourself? Because what? You know what I mean? And I don't want my kid to do that. Like, I did. So with that being, I went on a rant, but it's like, I wouldn't go to people, because it's the same thing. It's like, and not just that, it's like, you don't have kids, so it's like, if I sit here and tell you, hey, let's say if I have a baby, right? Or not like a baby, like a toddler. Hey, my kid, like, they go through phases where they don't sleep at night sometimes, even when they're toddlers. They're going to be like, oh. So, for example, like, if you tell me something, let's say you have a toddler now, and you tell me, and I'm going to be like, okay.
Yeah.
What do you want me to know? It's like, girl, it's been years.
Exactly.
But I mean,
like, I wouldn't go.
It.
Yeah. It's like, I wouldn't go to a friend that don't have that similar situation.
Why?
Not even just because I don't think they understand. They will never ever understand it.
Fully understand.
They will never.
Yeah.
They can't be like, oh, well, my parents did this.
So did mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about
even like relationships?
That's what I was gonna say. What about in a relationship?
No. I mean, granted, like, yes, I do talk to, some of my friends that don't have relationship, but
I know, I was like, what?
But, like, I guess because I just go, sometimes I don't ask for advice. I just, because I need to let it out.
Yeah.
But, no, not for advice. Actually, yeah, I don't know. I don't really go. I don't really go to them for advice.
In general?
No, I do. It depends.
Oh.
And it depends on what it is.
Okay.
You know. Yeah.
Yeah. Relationships, I think
like, for example, like right now, like how I'm feeling now, I feel like I wouldn't go to anybody about it. I think the only person that I would go to is you about it.
Because we're going through it.
Because we're going through it, and it's like, obviously ours is two different things, right?
Uh-huh.
But I feel like you can kind of understand me more because of it.
It's similar-ish.
It's similar, but not really, obviously. But yeah.
Yeah, I don't see when it comes to relationships. I've been there.
Yeah, but also it depends what I'm asking. Right?
That's what I was going to say.
It depends what I'm asking.
Yes, that's what I was going to say, because I think it depends. Like, I've had situations where I go to friends for advice, like when I was with someone, right? When I was with B, right? I had my friend, and I would go to her and I would ask her, and then I feel like sometimes because they are your friends, they kind of, obviously they're going to side with you. So they're going to tell you what you want to hear.
Yeah.
Sometimes what you want to hear is not what you need to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, even now, like, for example, even now, with like my situation, right? It's like, I'm not saying I don't want to tell you, but there's times where I'm like, I know, and because I know you wouldn't like fully side on my side, but at the same time, I'm like, I feel like as a friend, you kind of don't really know that you're doing it, but you side with your friend. You know what I mean? Because it's like, well, you're my friend. Like, of course I don't want you to struggle. You know, it's like, of course I don't want you to, like, you know, but it's like, sometimes it's like, and in situations like that, like, I have noticed where it's like, not with you, but like, I have noticed that myself, like, I kind of just, you know, I'm like, but then again, it's like, I don't want to struggle on my own either. Because I'm like, and it's not that I'm like, okay, struggle with me, but it's like, I kind of just need to air it out.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, yeah, no, but I've had times where it's like, I've had someone tell me like something, and I'm not saying like they put things in my head, but it's kind of gotten to that point where it's like, they'll say, well, you deserve better, you deserve this, and and it's like, oh yeah, like, you know, it's like, you're not doing enough, this and then I flip it to the person, and then it becomes this whole thing, and it's just like, dude, you just let your friend get in your head because they want, and of course, obviously your friends are going to think you deserve more, but it's like, granted, if it's the beginning of a relationship, okay, what you mean? Like, of course there should be boundaries, there should be like expectations, but at the same time, it's kind of like, oh, okay, like, what do you mean you want this person to act like a whole ass husband, and he's just barely, we're dating? What do you mean? You know what I mean? Like, and now past that, now I see it, and I'm like, yeah, that's why now I think it's true. You get older and you get wiser, but now it's like, I kind of like, and I'm not saying like I sugarcoat or I lie about what I tell like you, because I don't have any other friends, honestly. I'm like, and the other people I do talk to, I don't even talk to. I haven't even talked to the other one since like 2 weeks ago, and then the other one I don't even talk to about my relationship, and she knows that's my makeup bestie. I don't really talk to her about my relationship, or what. I'm not in a relationship, but like when I've had relationships, like I don't really. Because even herself, she says it. She's like, you never really say anything about. I'm like, because I'd rather not. You know, I'm like, I don't like it. But even then, like, whoever I do tell, I'm very like, for example, with the one I haven't talked to in like 2 weeks, I have told her, but even with her, like, I don't tell her fully, because I'm like, you weren't there in the past, you don't understand. You know, it's like, and I don't have the time. I don't have a whole last week to sit here and explain to you what happened the past 8 months and now. You know, it's like,
yeah, because it's a lot.
It's been a whole last year.
Yeah,
and where have you been to even know what has happened in the whole last year? You know, so it's like, yeah. So in situations like that, it's like I wouldn't, and even in general, I don't think I would really go to someone if they weren't in the same. But even if they were in the same situation,
it's different.
Yeah.
Because it's a tricky question.
Let's say, I'm gonna give you a hypothetical.
Okay.
Let's say you have a boyfriend and I have a boyfriend. Let's say you've had your boyfriend for 2 years and I just got in a relationship 6 months ago.
Okay.
Would you come to me? With that being said, would you come to me if you're having issues? Mind you, 6 months, 2 years, 2 years going on 3. Okay, I'm gonna give it to you a little more. Would you come to me if you have a certain issue for advice, or would you just come to me as in like, hey, I need to air this out?
I probably would air it just to air it out, but I probably would have already spoken to my boyfriend about it, because I think I've learned to, if I have a problem, I should address it to that person instead of.
That's what I was gonna say. I'm like,
So I feel like if I already told you here,
he already know.
we already
You guys
addressed
discussed it. Yeah. Yeah. But see, sometimes I feel like, I don't know. I feel like sometimes men are just very, like, the way of thinking is very different.
Yeah.
And it's very like, okay,
and it depends too what they're going through.
Yeah.
Or what they've gone through.
Yeah.
Or, you know, it's
or
a whole
what your history is.
Yeah.
And just in general, it's like, it's a lot. So I don't know. I feel like that's a tricky question, but I don't think so. Again, depending on the situation.
I wouldn't. Okay, for example, my number one thing, I wouldn't go to a friend that is not a parent.
Yeah, same.
For any parent advice.
Yeah,
because you don't know crap.
I'm
sorry, I don't mean to like.
Yes,
you know,
she said it with her chest. She said
no,
it with
but I'm just saying.
Chest.
I'm just saying, like, you don't know how it feels.
I love to instigate. I'm sorry,
but they don't know.
They don't. No,
they don't know. You can't sit here and tell me. I mean, oh, you know, my friend did this, or my parents went through it. No, it doesn't matter.
You're not going through it.
You are not going through it.
Yeah.
And some people don't know that people are what is it called? Postpartum depression. Like, they don't know. And like, say, you know, like if they were first time mom, like, you don't understand. You don't know what goes through their head. You don't.
Dude, even if you are a mom, if you haven't gone through it, you don't know what it is. Yeah. If you haven't experienced it, like certain things you just don't have experience with it. And I'm sorry, I don't care to know.
Yeah.
I don't care to ask. Yeah. I'll let you know. Past, if I'm just like airing it out, like I'll let you know after I'm like done, or maybe even like, for example, like if I'm depressed, right, like I'll tell you, but it's like I don't want your opinion, like I'm just trying to air it out because I need to let it out, you know. It's like not because I'm like, I don't want you to be my fucking psychologist or psychiatrist, like are you gonna subscribe me some medication? Subscribe me.
I mean, if I was an MP, I can.
But I mean, you can, and I'm saying in general, you can, right? So it's like, no, but yeah, no, I think especially like that, like that's the big one. Parenting is a very big one.
That one, yeah.
I don't even think if I had a parent friend that was like in my kids' age range, I would even do that with them. I don't think so, because I'm very territorial in general. Like anyone in my space, I'm very territorial. One. So if I have someone, even if I like, for example, I know I've had this, I don't know if you've ever like picked it up. I don't think it's been like to that point, but like, for example, with my situation right now, right? I think I've had maybe once where I said something and then you reacted a certain way. And then I was just like, oh my God, I was like, I shouldn't even say shit. 'Cause I'm like, I don't want to fucking hear it, you know? Like, I'm like, and it's not in a bad way, but it's kind of like, because I'm already in that mindset where I'm like, I don't want you to say something that's going to trigger me and it's going to make me change my mind. Yeah.
I know, but you told me though. You said,
what?
You told me one time, you're like, oh, yes, but then I don't want to tell you yet because then I don't want to get in my head with whatever you're going to say.
Oh, yeah.
You told me that already.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, that's fine.
Usually, again, those are my disclaimers, you know, but I also think not just, I don't know if it was in that situation, but I'm just saying like in general, like that, right? Like, it's like, I sometimes, because of how I am, I would rather, you know, analyze with all of my Emmas in my head, you know, and then maybe like, you know, I don't know, as like for example, when I gave you the options yesterday, remember the options of like, okay, so I'll do it like that, where it's like, okay, well, I have all of this, like I already went through it in my head and I'm like, okay, so I've come down to this and this, and I'll be like, okay, give me your opinion on that. I know that's kind of weird to like put it to that, but that's kind of what I would do. I wouldn't be like, hey, what do you think, like, or what do you think I should do? I kind of would be like, okay, so I have this issue, but I've already come to conclusions where it's either this or this. Help me out, like help me narrow this down, right? Like give me your opinion and I'll take that into consideration, and then that'll kind of help me, you know, guide my answer, whatever. So I think that's the biggest thing I would probably do in general. But again, parenting, when it comes to because I'm like,
because even everyone parents different, obviously. Parents different.
Not just that, I'm like, again, because of the relationship I have with my kid, that's why I tell people all the time, I'm like, yeah, she sounds like my kid calls me the B word sometimes, right? Like, but it's not like you know, it's more like, you know, like
It's like when
really, really,
like when me and you were talking like bleh.
Yeah, so it's like, and I mean, I don't know if she's said it on the phone while I'm on the phone, like when I've answered around you, but I'm like,
I don't think of it as anything because
yeah, like, I mean, don't get me wrong, like, she's sometimes, like, I mean, I feel like my kid in general has an attitude, like, all the time, but then again, she's a damn teenager. When does she not have a damn attitude?
I mean,
she wakes up with an attitude, goes to sleep with an attitude. It's I can literally.
I'm going through one right now, kind of.
Girl, you're just starting. It's just the beginning. And imagine that, dude, and imagine how he is with it being a girl, and then just, like, the mood swings. It's so bad. So that's why, like, for me, like,
I don't even think my son is a.
No, he's moody. Not.
He's just sarcastic, and it irritates me. And he does it because
on purpose. Yeah, I know. And it's the funniest thing ever. And I tell her the same exact thing I do when I see him do it to her. I laugh. I do it to my kid. Like, she'll do the same thing, and I laugh. And I'm like, once you're done with whatever that is, then come talk to me. And she does the same thing to me. Like, whenever she tells me something and I'm upset or I'm, like, going through it, or, like, I just don't want to hear it, she'll be like, okay, when you're done with your attitude, come talk to me. And I'm like,
first of all,
you're not my mom. First of all.
Second.
Who do you think you're talking to, girl? Because that ain't me. No, but yeah, and then again, because of my whole parenting with my kid and the way I am, like, I don't want to hear it. Like, I'm just like, I don't want to hear your opinion about my kid. I don't. I'm like, and then because I'm a single mom, I'm just like, that's my kid. That's my kid. She came, like she said, she came out of my vajayjay. That's my kid. Ain't nobody else's kid but mine. She ain't got a dad.
I mean, she did, but obviously, you know.
She had one at some point, not anymore, but that's just me and my dark humor. Sorry, not sorry. But yeah, that's my take on that. I'm like, no, I can't. You know what? I actually have a question. For you on that. So, okay, for example, you have,
say it. Just say it. Say it.
Okay. That person doesn't have a significant other.
Okay.
But then again, it's like, let's say if you had an issue or just in general, you were thinking about ending it, whatever, right? Would you go to that friend and tell them how you feel, how you think? Because one, I'm only asking because of the friendship you guys had back then in that time. Would you go to them because of how close they are to you and to them?
It depends. So there are certain things that I didn't go to her.
In that situation?
Like, there are certain things that, till this day, I wouldn't talk to her about it.
Because of that?
Because, yeah.
Or just because of her?
Both.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. There's just, no. Like, I mean, there were stuff that I talked to her about that obviously I had to talk to her about because I wanted to know certain things.
Okay.
You know, yes.
That she knew, of course, yeah.
But, like, say, say, for instance, like, I wanted to split up or something. Mm-hmm. I didn't talk to her about that. I talked to her about that after.
Okay.
Just because, obviously, that's more of, like, you know, family thing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not. So she would always choose her family regardless of the situation.
That was going to be my second question. Yeah.
But, yeah. So I always watched what I said and did.
In that situation?
Yeah, in that situation. Okay. And I've always did.
Around her?
Around her.
Okay. Yeah, because that's what I was going to say. Because usually, when you have a friend, obviously your friend backs you up.
Yeah.
But in that situation, I'm like, because I was going to say, I'm like, I don't think I've ever had something like that. But I'm like, oh, yeah, you have. So I'm like, I wonder, like, would she take family over friend? Like, would even consider your side?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, okay. There was.
Okay.
You know, but still.
It would always kind of be like,
at the end of the day, yeah. Well. And then it's like, I don't... And then, you know, like, I wouldn't want her to always be on my side. I would want her...
Yeah.
For example, you, like, I wouldn't want you to always be on my side. I just want you to see, like, okay, am I doing something wrong? Am I thinking something wrong? Like, what is it? Like, is it just me? Like, you know? But no, like, it's... No. Like, there were certain things. There was that I wouldn't talk to her about. and I will talk to, let's just say, you about than her. Just I'm not doing that because I know you would back me up. Not that. It's just
it's more neutral.
Neutral, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I would feel like I feel like you'd be like, okay, well, why? You know, why? How come you're doing this, or why are you doing that, or why is he doing this, or whatever the case may be. But no, there were certain things that I didn't talk to her about.
Okay. Yeah, I only asked because I'm like, I was kind of like, okay, I wonder if, like, you know, because she is your friend, and then because they're related, like, how, because I'm trying to put myself in her situation, and I'm like, I wouldn't even want to be in the middle of it. Yeah. You know, I would probably be like, I'm sorry, I don't care. I don't want to know about it.
And she was like that.
Know about it.
She was like,
your guys' issues is your issues.
Yeah, that is, and it's true.
Yeah.
And then she would say that, you know, but sometimes it's like I need to, you know,
air it out.
Yeah. But yeah, no, there were certain things.
Okay, one more question.
Okay, go.
Similar-ish.
Okay, go.
What if you have let's say you have not a situationship, but like you're talking to someone, right?
Okay.
And you have a friend who's married.
Okay.
Or you have a friend who's married. Would you go to your friend about your situation, like, to get advice in that sense?
Well, it depends on the situation. It depends on what it is.
Okay.
So it depends.
It depends on your end. What the problem is.
It depends on what the problem is.
Okay.
It depends on what the problem is.
What the problem is. What the problem is.
What the problem is. Mm-hmm. What do you mean? I didn't say no promise. No. Oh.
I'm sorry, I just remembered that. I was like,
you will always remember me about that.
I know what you said right now because you didn't say it so fast. But I'm like, I was like, wasn't that the word that she said the last time that I was like, huh?
What the problem is?
Don't it sound like promise?
No.
Okay, continue.
But anyways, yeah. So it depends on what the issue is.
Okay.
So yeah, no.
Yeah. See, I think I would be kind of like, I don't know.
And it depends on that person, on what they think of, like, certain things, right? Like what they believe in and what.
Oh, okay.
You know, like, so it also depends on. It depends. It really depends on what it is.
All aspects of it.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, you're right. Because you have people who don't really think the same like you. And,
yeah.
But see, sometimes, like, that's another thing. Sometimes I think those opinions are needed because
I'm more of I don't give a fuck.
Not just that, because there's other people who just see things differently.
I mean, yeah.
You know, and it's like...
And, like, sometimes you read a sentence, right? I took it a different way. You took it a different way.
Yeah.
And it's exactly the same words, but you took it different.
Yeah. And oh my God.
And you understand it different.
Texting as a whole, out of context, we go into a whole other thing where it's like...
Yeah, and it you know...
You ain't got no emotions with your text. Brother, which moment to tell you? I suck at texting. I suck at any other form of communication unless it's in person. I'm very animatic. I'm very, I'm very sarcastic.
I mean...
I can't transcribe that into a text.
I can. When it comes to you.
Okay, yeah, but because we know each other like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, I can't do that with any random person. Let's say I just pick a random person and I'm messaging them. Exactly. I mean, probably if they follow, like, the pod, they'll know. But it's like,
I don't think even if they follow the pod, they won't understand what you're trying to say.
No, I don't think so. Because,
they need to know you on a daily basis.
That's what I was going to say. That's the thing. You know me to a different extent that other people do. It's like other people don't know, for example, they don't know that if I'm like, for example, like right now with your whole, she cut me off. I'm just going to sit here. I'm like, well, whatever, somebody else would have been like, why is she mad? People probably even thought it was her. And I'm just sitting here like,
I didn't even think about that because I know you weren't.
Yeah. I know people thought about it and I'm just like, I don't care. I'm just going to I'm acting. This is my acting career right here. Like, I'm just going to play with it, but it's like, I'm just very, I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm very everything in general. But that's why I'm like, I don't know. Like, that's why it's like, in that situation, it's like, okay, I get it. But it's like, sometimes outside people who are not like us, it's needed, because it's like, bro, like, we're never serious.
No.
And we make a joke out of everything.
And then, like, when we're on break, you know how we're so like... And people be staring, and you'll be like, she's not mad. Trust me, she's just talking.
Oh, my God. Yes. Like, sometimes you'll be like, what the? And it's like, people even driving by look at us. I'm like, I promise she's not mad.
She's not mad at me
either. She mad at Apple today. She was, oh my God, on our walk the other day, we went to go get coffee and she was mad at the Apple tech because they weren't helping her with what she wanted to, and she was going off. I was sitting there laughing.
And they were acting like I don't know what I was talking about. I'm like, no, fool, I know what I'm talking about because I've been through this multiple times.
Clearly she's the issue, but can't tell her that because then she's gonna get mad. But see, it's like, for example, like right now.
I did ask you that.
Like for right now.
I was like, is it me? Like, am I not explaining it right?
No, that's not what I mean by you're the issue. I mean, you're the issue because you're bringing it up. Clearly, you just said it's been multiple times. Like, resolve this goddamn issue. No, exactly. But I mean, like, that's what I'm saying. It's like sometimes we need people who are a little more centered and a little more, grounded than us, because Dumb and Dumber over here sell 0.5 and sell point.
Yesterday, maybe yesterday, she said, "Oh, why didn't you remind me?" Okay, Dumb and Dumber over here is gonna remember.
Sometimes I don't know. I'm here for a good time, not a long time. From the past to the present, present to the past, to the future to the past. I don't know what to tell y'all.
I think she messed. Yeah, I think it sounded like you messed up on that.
I did a little bit. I don't care. I'm going with it. It is what it is. It is what it is. But yeah, I don't know. I just feel like sometimes we do need, other people's, and that was actually a good one. I was actually telling me like, oh, it depends on who it is because of how they are and what they believe and everything.
It is. It depends on a lot of things.
It does. But I feel like sometimes that's actually needed, if I'm being honest. Like, I feel like you need somebody else's perspective.
And then, like, sometimes it's like, no matter what you say, they're going to back you up. So anything you said is like, yes, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, okay, no.
It's like, no, can you tell me I'm wrong sometimes?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's another thing. I love when someone's like, no. And I'm like, okay. I'm just going to sit here. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm like, I need somebody to be firm with me, literally. Because I'm a whole ass child. I'm a grown ass child. Well, this is fun.
We can never have a short one. What are you talking about? The only time it becomes short is when we edit it.
What you talking about? Well, I'm sorry. Lord. I swear, if we ever, make it and people, this is the number one battle I have in my head all the time.
What?
If we ever do make it, with even, let's say 1,000 followers, right? And people see us and it's just like, you guys, I am not who you see. This is me to the core. But this is not who you gonna get.
No, you will not. You won't.
You gonna get what I was in the previous episode. Actually, very mellow, very.
Okay, that wasn't even us.
Okay, I got a little bit of energy right now.
No, I did too. I'm like, we can go longer.
We can keep going. No, but yeah, it's just like I have that internal battle with myself. Sometimes I'm like, I kind of low-key, I'm like, oh God, please don't let this ever go viral. Please don't ever let this go where people watch us like that, because it's scary.
I did tell you.
What?
My oldest, his brother, his half brother, found us. He goes, hey, he sent it on TikTok. He goes, hey, isn't this your mom?
No. Who that? Could never.
And now
yeah, me with my sibling, one of my brothers, telling my older brother, my little brother. Crazy. And, what's this crazy girl doing on here?
And then his dad found us.
Oh yeah, you did tell me that. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I found out that people that I shouldn't even keep saying that. Obviously, people on Instagram follow me, and I found out a few people from not family, but family friends that have been technically our family now, because we've been friends. They've been part of friends from the family for the longest. They watch me too. They watch, and I'm just like. I had my mom told me the other day, she's like, so-and-so was like, oh, I've messaged her, but she doesn't answer. And I'm like, that's a lie. That's the biggest lie ever, because I don't ever not reply to anybody. So if you send me a message directly, I always reply. But they were like, oh yeah, she doesn't answer, but yeah, I watch her podcast. And I was like, what? My mom was like, yeah, they said they watch your podcast. And I was like, do you watch my podcast? I was like, you don't really understand. My mom's not fluent in English, but I'm like, do you watch it? And she's like, no. She's like, but I've seen your posts on Instagram. And I'm like, oh, me talking about fruity? Like cake? Y'all, I'm sorry. Sometimes,
And you're so serious too.
but I wasn't serious. That's the thing. Oh, she thought I was serious. I was being sarcastic.
No, when I first asked you.
Yeah, I was being sarcastic because I knew once I said fruity, you were talking about like being like fruity, and I was like, and I had to say it like gay, and here goes Emma being like gay. I mean, I'll go gay for a woman any day. I'll go lesbian for a girl.
We have like, actually, well, by the time this post is gonna be it's gonna be after the fact, but you remember that video that was supposed to be 100 likes?
Yeah.
I don't even think it only has 3 right now.
Wow, yes.
And you know why too?
How many views does it have?
I haven't checked, but but it doesn't matter if how many views.
Oh no, I just want to know because
I'm like, that means they haven't reached the end of it.
Oh yeah,
because that's when we said it.
Yeah, at the end of the video.
I think when we record again, we should say it in the beginning. So they have to look for which video it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We can just mention it on like what's it called?
Oh,
well, we don't really post on there, but you know what I mean. I don't know. That's funny though. I don't know. I
mean, I want to know. I want to know who watches.
See, here's the thing. You are you in general. You know what I mean? Like, you are who you are. Okay.
You are what I show on the...
Yes, that's you. But I'm not. That's the thing. For example, like, your sister-in-law, right?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, sister-in-law. Like, I know she's probably like, oh my God, I want to meet her. Like, I'm just going to be like, okay. Literally, that's gonna be me. And it's like, I'm not sorry. I am. Let me just have a beer in me and maybe I'm a little, oh my God, not even, oh my God, can we tell them about Trader Joe's? Oh my God. Can we tell, what did I say at Trader Joe's? Okay, so we went to Trader Joe's right now, right? Let me refresh your mind. Let me refresh your mind. We can actually clip this and use it as an actual clip for later.
Okay, go.
Okay, so we went to... I'm so sorry.
Why can't I not remember?
Okay. So we went to Trader Joe's and we were getting ready to pay. And I said, can we pay here or can we pay there?
Oh, yeah.
And then she went to the first one and I was like, okay, yeah. I was over here like, mind y'all, I had already had one drink. I think that was a 7.5 or 7 point something, which is the one you're drinking. Yeah, it was pretty up there. And
like a week later.
Yeah, and mind you, I chugged that because I drank it within like less than 30 minutes because we were waiting for them to come into the room to do something. Not like that. That's for now. Which reminds me, what we just said earlier. Yeah, she said. I said, "What we gonna eat?" Okay, stop. Anyways, this is why people think we're in a relationship, babe.
My love.
Anyways, okay, so I told her, stop. Brava. That's what came to my head right now.
I know. When I said it, I was like, wait.
We do sound like them right now. Anyways, okay, so I told her, can we pay here or can we play there? Like, literally, I said, I was like, hey, can we pay here or can we pay over there? So she got into the first line, right? Me being me, I was like, oh, yeah, and then I got in my head because I was like, fuck. People are going to make conversation, right? But mind you, 90% of the time, they talk to her, regardless of the time. Like, because she starts the conversation, right?
Do I really?
Yes, you do.
Okay.
That's why people start talking to us, right? So then she paid. And then there was something else that they scanned. And she was like, I could have just paid for that. I was like, it's fine, whatever, right? So I'm over here, like, facing the other lady, like the other person bagging our stuff, right? And mind you, the guy leans in and he's like, I kind of dig your glasses. And I was like, I literally went, thank you. That was literally my reaction. When he
said that, I looked at her.
And I literally was like, this is the guy, mind you, this is the guy. And I was facing that way. I was like, I literally looked at him when he said it because I knew, okay, so people do like a certain mannerism when they want to talk to you. Like they have like this, like where they're kind of like looking to see what they can bring up. So he did that. And that's when I was like, facing that way. I'm facing the lady, right? So I'm sitting here like, okay, no, that's not gonna happen, right? So then I see him and he looks and then he's looking and I can see him looking and I'm like, what the fuck is this motherfucker staring at? Like, what are you looking at? So then he says, my glasses. He's like, oh, he said something about the shape or how big they were or whatever. And then he said, I'm kind of digging your glasses. And then, but he said it in a very like low, I was kind of flustered. I was a little flustered. And I'm like, I literally said, thank you. Was that all I said?
Yeah.
I think that's all I said. And I think he kind of was expecting a little bit more of a conversation. I didn't know what to say anymore. And then at that point I was like, oh, Lord have mercy. Why did I want to come pay here? I should just gone to pay with somebody else. Why? Me, I act like I'm big dog over here, and then like that happens, and I'm like, huh? Mm-hmm.
So when I start talking to other people, do you like, oh God, here she goes again?
No, I'm already used to it. I'm already used to it. But kind of most of the time, not kind of, most of the time, people usually gravitate to talk to the person who talks. So in that like situation, like if you're the one talking, people are gonna talk to you. Obviously, they'll kind of like include me because I'm there. But I'm like, unless I'm saying something, they won't really talk to me. Like for example, on the day before, we went with the two kids. They were talking more to you because you were talking. You know, they were kind of adding, but it wasn't like it was more towards you. This one was just awkward because it's like, brother, I didn't even say anything to you. She said I could have paid for that, and I looked her and I said, it's fine, don't worry about it, right? And I'm like, okay. Brother, like, I wasn't even looking at you, like, in the first place. I literally, like, at that point when he said my glasses, I looked at him and I was like, should I compliment his glasses? Like, I kid you not, in my head, he had, like, straight black glasses, but then in my head, I was like, those remind me of what's-his-face's glasses? So I was like, no, I'm not going to say anything. And then I looked at his eyes and I was like, they kind of remind me of his eyes, too. And I was like, no, I'm not going to say anything. But, yeah, at that point, I was just like, I literally looked at him and I was like, well, he has tattoos. I was like, Emma, don't open a can of worms. And then I literally told myself, don't open a can of worms that you do not want to open.
I don't think he was straight though.
He had a little, yeah.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Just a little.
Yeah. I'm like, my gaydar did not go off though. It didn't. And usually I'm really good at it too. So really? I'm like, yeah, I really am. I can pick it up without like that. The other one that I wanted to go to, he kind of gave me that vibe. Oh. The shorter one. Yeah, he did. Something about the way he was scanning let me stop. But yeah, something about the way he was, I was like, oh man.
There were so many people today at Trader Joe's.
That was bad. But then I get it, because there's no other Trader Joe's around there.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah. So I understand.
The one by work, there's like 5 in the surrounding area. Literally 5 in the surrounding area. Did you know that? Yes. In a matter of like 5 miles.
Oh, damn. Damn.
Yep.
I didn't know that. I mean, I know there's 1, 2. But I'm like, where's the other one?
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 5.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah.
Well.
We can end it here, I guess.
Yeah.
Alright, guys. Well, thank you for watching. And we're tired.
We're all over the place.
Anyways, yeah. So, like, comment, share, subscribe, and hope you guys give us a 5-star on, oh my gosh, Spotify. Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.